All right, what I want to show you today is something I've been meaning to do a video on for a little while, and I just keep putting off and putting off. I built this lightsaber for Halloween last fall, and here it is, April. Um, but it was a fun build, and it was very inexpensive and DIY, and didn't take a lot of special things to do. So I figured I'd show it to folks if they want to be inspired to make something like this. If you are thinking about a lightsaber, this is an easy way to do it. It's inexpensive because really the materials here are very accessible. They're found at your hardware stores, home stores, most of them. The hilt itself is mostly PVC. PVC is very cheap. You can get it anywhere, and it's pretty easy to work with to cut in this kind of way. So the PVC is the whole way down, and then it's covered. There's a little end cap that's also PVC. And then there's a couple of layers or different styles of craft foam. So there's a wrap of craft foam here, this piece to give it that depth. And to match that depth here, there's more craft foam. And then these grips are also made of craft foam. Like these aren't painted like these other ones are. I used a metallic spray paint just to make it nice and shiny. And these pieces here and these guys here are actually what's it called? Foam core. So that gives you a little bit more rigidity, and it's a different kind of thing. So it feels a little bit more solid. These guys here are also the craft foam, so they're nice and rubbery. Same with this guy. And there's a couple of screws just to hold the blade in place. Now the blade is really was the most expensive part, and it wasn't even that bad because it was about $13 or so on eBay. It started off as a clear polycarbonate blade. And to get it this color, to glow this blue, I got a translucent spray paint. And what I did was I would alternate spraying the color and then sanding. Spraying the color and then sanding to give it that hazy, diffused look. So it didn't have just the light coming through a clear bar or even just clear blue color. At the end of it, there's more foam core, as you kind of see. This piece here is foam core that's glued on. The inside of that foam core is just that white, stark, kind of shiny foam core material, and it nicely reflects the light back and adds a little bit of that diffusion to it. On this end, I cut off that papery surface just to give it more translucence, and I think it came out pretty good. So you might be wondering what the light source of this is. Originally, my plan was to use some of this stuff, these LED light strips, but man, they're great at putting out light, but they're not so great in terms of diffusing and getting this lightsaber effect. I tried diffusion material, I tried packing material, I tried plastic and paper and parchment paper and all sorts of stuff, and I could not get these little bulbs to sort of disappear into the blade like I did with this. So I took that out of there and said, forget that. Instead, I went kind of old-fashioned in that there is a flashlight hidden inside the hilt. Okay, so this little cap here, you can see the seam. I mean, obviously this is not going to be a super high-tech thing, but inside this cap sits a small flashlight about this big, and I believe it's 210 lumens. It's an LED. Let me work this around here so you can see. This thing opens up, kind of fits snugly, which is good. This opens up, and there is a flashlight inside. There it is. There. And, it's bright enough to really send that light through the blade and diffuse it nicely. And you can just shut it off whenever you don't need it. And to fit this in more snugly, just a little bit of foam in there. And this goes in like that. And there you go. And most of the time, you're not going to see that seam down here because you're going to be holding it anyway. So the effect is really still there. Now, there's no sound in this thing. I would hope to maybe take one of those toys that you get and they have the sound and kind of adapt it and put it in here. I didn't really have time, and honestly, I don't think I would have had the room to put it in the hilt, but that's okay. It was more for a visual effect, and it played out pretty well. I think it came out pretty good. It was actually one of two lightsabers I made. The other one was for my Halloween costume, which was Kylo Ren. And this one was way more complicated, and I didn't do nearly as much work on it, as you can see. Someday I may go back to it and add some detail, but I don't know. Anyway, so this worked out really well for Halloween. My wife went as Rey, and I went as Kylo Ren. So it was a lot of fun. I also made a Kylo Ren helmet and mask that I should probably show you all how to make too. But anyway, hopefully you like this. Hopefully it inspires you to try it out. It was like I said, pretty inexpensive, pretty easy to do, and I think it looks pretty good. It's just not going to look professional, obviously. It's not going to be as fancy as some of those people who can do those metalworking jobs and have crazy electronics. I'm not that guy. And maybe you're not that guy either, or that gal either. So do something that is easier to do and fun to do, and you'll enjoy it. So that's what I did here. Hope you like it, and let me know if you have any questions. And thanks for watching. Bye.